Hey everyone. Imagine talking to your computer like it's a person.
Tell it what you need, and bam.
It just gets it done.
Well, that's the idea behind Lemon Agent.
It's your AI workflow assistant.
And on today's deep dive,
We're taking a look at how it works.
you're going straight to the source.
The Lemon Agent GitHub repository.
No hype, just the nuts and bolts.
And did you know this thing already talks to over 120 tools?
Stuff like Airtable,
CloudSpot,
Notion.
you name it.
It's not just about code.
It's about making everyday tasks easier.
The secret sauce is the plan, validate, solve approach.
Okay, break that down for me.
Plan, validate, solve.
What's that all about?
Well, it's like an AI-powered to-do list.
But smarter.
Way smarter.
Give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you ask Lemon Agent to create a social media post.
Based on your latest blog article.
Right.
Got it.
So in the plan phase,
Uh-huh.
it figures out what needs to happen.
Okay.
Like, summarize the article,
Makes sense.
pull out the key points,
And then?
write a catchy caption.
So it's not just blindly following commands.
No.
It's actually like thinking through the steps.
Exactly.
Got it.
Then comes validate.
Okay, so what happens there?
This is where Lemon Agent gets really cool.
How about
Before it does anything.
like actually create the post?
Yeah, before it actually creates the post,
Yeah.
it shows you the plan,
Okay.
the summary,
Nice.
even the caption it came up with.
Sure.
And it basically asks, is this what you had in mind?
So you have the final say.
Exactly. I
That's
like
fun.
that.
No AI mishaps.
You're in control.
And if you give it the thumbs up,
Then it moves on to solve.
you got it.
And that's where the magic happens.
You could say that.
So in the solve phase,
Lemon Agent takes all those connections it has.
to all those different tools,
Right.
and it actually executes the plan.
It pulls info from your blog.
Formats the post.
Maybe even schedules it for you. Wow. All while you're doing something else.
This human-in-the-loop thing is a game changer.
It really is. It makes me feel like I'm working with the AI.
Not just being controlled by it.
Exactly.
And this whole PVS approach,
Yeah.
it's not just some random idea.
Oh.
It's based on some serious research.
Really?
Yeah, there was a paper about it at a big AI conference,
Wow.
the ACL 2023 conference.
I've heard of that.
It's a big deal in the world of natural language processing.
So Lemon Agent is taking these complex ideas
From academia.
and making them practical.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So I've talked about how it works.
The PVS approach.
Right.
But what makes Lemon Agent stand out?
What are its superpowers?
Give me the highlights.
One of the coolest things is its flexibility.
Okay. So
You define your workflows as reusable functions.
functions.
Think of them like building blocks.
Okay. I like building blocks.
You can arrange them in tons of ways.
So it's super customizable.
Exactly. You're not stuck with preset options.
That's a big plus.
For sure.
What else?
Another great feature is transparency.
How transparent are we talking?
Lemon Agent actually lets you see how it makes decisions.
No way.
It uses analytics visualizations.
You're kidding.
Yo,
So it's not a black box.
it's not a mystery.
I can actually see what's going on.
You can see the steps,
Um.
the tools it's using,
Uh.
even its confidence level.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And this helps you refine its behavior.
So I can teach it to be even better.
Exactly.
It's like I'm peeking into the AI's brain.
In a way, yeah.
That's incredible.
And speaking of how it thinks,
Uh-huh.
Lemon Agent actually uses two agents.
2 agents?
Yeah, there's the planner and the solver.
Which solves, which handles the execution.
So it's like a team effort.
Exactly.
This is getting very sci-fi.
A little bit.
Two AI agents working together.
It's the future.
Speaking of the future,
Yeah.
I found something funny in the documentation.
Oh, what's that?
There's an option for dad jokes.
Wait, really? I'm serious.
You're telling me Lemon Agent can tell jokes?
They could tell dad jokes
No way.
every time it completes a step.
You've got to be kidding me.
It's right there in the config.
Okay, that's amazing.
It just shows you how much personality
Or customizability.
Lemon Agent has.
Uh, Okay, color me impressed.
Let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about how this all translates to real-world stuff.
Real world use cases.
Exactly.
Love it.
So let's say I'm on a marketing team
Okay.
and I need to analyze data from HubSpot,
Mm-hmm.
then create a report in Airtable,
Yeah.
and then post a summary to Slack.
Sounds familiar.
How would Lemon Agent handle that?
Oh, that's a perfect example.
Tell me everything.
Well, instead of you jumping between all those apps,
Of Slack.
Airtable,
Nice Slack.
you could just tell Lemon Agent, hey,
Do this for me.
and it would grab the data from HubSpot.
Analyze it.
Make that report in Airtable.
Even write up a little summary for Slack.
all while you're focusing on other things.
That's incredible.
It's a huge time saver.
Okay, but what about someone who's not in marketing? What if I'm a researcher
Okay.
and I need to gather data from a bunch of databases,
Different journals.
websites?
Yeah,
Could Lemon Agent help me out there?
definitely.
How so?
Imagine saying, hey, Lemon Agent,
Find me all the articles on sustainable energy.
from the last 5 years,
Summarize the key findings.
and put it all in a nice organized list in Notion.
That would be a dream come true.
It would save so much time.
I could actually focus on the research.
Instead of just gathering it.
It's like having a superpowered research assistant.
Exactly.
Okay, this all sounds amazing.
It is pretty cool.
But how do I even get started with this thing
Right.
without getting totally overwhelmed?
Good question.
Is there like a Lemon Agent for Dummies guide?
Haha, not quite.
Okay.
But they do have a pretty clear installation process.
Where can I find that?
It's all laid out in their GitHub repository.
So I need to be a tech whiz.
You don't have to be an expert,
Okay.
but you do need to know a little bit about things like Node.js.
And a package manager called PNPM.
It sounds more intimidating than it is.
I hope so.
But the important thing to remember is
Yeah?
Lemon Agent is open source.
Which means...
It's free to use.
okay.
And you can even modify it.
So if I'm feeling adventurous,
You can tinker under the hood.
I like it.
We'll make sure to link to the instructions for everyone.
So they can check it out themselves.
Absolutely.
But for now,
Yeah.
let's talk about the big picture.
The future of Lemon Agent.
What's next?
Well, if you look at their next up list,
On GitHub.
right, they're planning to add support for even more tools,
Like Google Calendar?
even things like Kafka and Salesforce.
So they're really thinking big.
It seems like their goal is to connect everything.
All the different parts of our digital lives?
Breaking down those silos.
That would be a game changer.
Think about it.
I
Right now, we waste so much time switching between apps.
manually moving information around.
Lemon Agent wants to eliminate all of that,
Just tell it what you want.
and it takes care of the rest.
Across all your different tools.
That's the vision.
It's like a universal translator for the digital world.
I love that analogy.
Instead of learning all these different app languages,
You just speak plain English.
or whatever language you prefer.
And Lemon Agent handles the translation.
That's the dream.
And remember how we talked about Lemon Agent being model and framework agnostic?
Yeah.
That means it's not tied to any one AI model.
Or development framework.
Exactly.
So it's future-proof.
Pretty much.
As AI technology gets better,
Lemon Agent can adapt.
without needing a major overhaul.
It can just plug and play.
That's really smart.
It is.
Okay, so we've been painting a very rosy picture here.
It does sound pretty amazing.
But I think it's important to acknowledge
Yeah.
that there are some potential downsides, too.
You're right.
We can't just ignore those.
We need to be realistic.
What are some things we should be thinking about?
As this technology develops,
What are the potential risks?
I think the biggest one is security.
Especially when we're talking about giving AI access to our data,
Our emails,
our calendars.
all that sensitive stuff,
We don't want our AI assistant accidentally sharing confidential information.
or becoming a target for hackers.
That's a scary thought.
It is.
And I know the developers of Lemon Agent,
They've said that security is a top priority,
they have features like that human-in-the-loop validation.
which is great
But still,
as the system gets more powerful.
and connects to more and more tools.
The security risks are only going to increase.
So that's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
What else should we be thinking about?
Another big one is the impact on jobs
Oh, yeah.
whenever we talk about automation.
People get worried about robots taking their jobs.
It's a valid concern.
Will Lemon Agent put people out of work?
It's a complex issue.
It's not a simple yes or no answer.
I think it's more nuanced than that.
How so?
Lemon Agent and tools like it?
They can automate a lot of the tedious stuff.
The repetitive tasks that no one really enjoys doing.
That's true.
So what if,
Yeah.
instead of seeing it as robots taking our jobs,
We see it as robots freeing us up to do more interesting work,
more creative work?
more fulfilling work.
Exactly.
It's not about jobs disappearing.
It's about jobs evolving.
I like that perspective.
It's about using AI to augment human capabilities.
Not replace them.
The key is to be proactive
And thoughtful.
about how we integrate this technology
Into our lives.
into our work.
That's a great point.
And I think that's a good place to pause for now.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We've talked about the incredible potential of Lemon Agent.
And the challenges.
It's been a balanced discussion.
A true deep dive.
And when we come back for the final part,
Okay.
I want to shift the focus to you.
The listener.
How can you start using these AI tools
To be more efficient.
to be more effective?
To be happier.
That's what it's all about.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive on Lemon Agent.
We're in the home stretch now.
Ready to wrap things up.
Let's bring it all together
Connect the dots.
and talk about what this means for you.
For the listener.
We've covered a lot of ground.
What Lemon Agent is.
How it works.
The good.
The bad.
The potential.
The challenge.
But let's get down to brass tacks.
What's the one thing
The key takeaway
you want our listeners to remember?
after this deep dive.
Here's the main message.
Okay.
AI tools like Lemon Agent,
Uh-huh.
they're not science fiction anymore.
They're becoming real.
Accessible
And they have the power to change how we work.
in a big way.
But that change doesn't have to be scary.
It can be exciting.
Empowering.
Absolutely.
So let's say I am a busy professional,
Okay.
feeling overwhelmed, drowning in to-dos.
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Where do I even start?
With something like Lemon Agent,
Right?
how do I make it work for me?
Good question.
The first step is awareness.
Okay.
Just knowing that these tools exist.
Right.
Understanding what they can do.
That's huge.
It opens up possibilities.
So start by educating myself.
Exactly.
Learn about the tools,
What's out there?
what they can do.
Then you can start thinking about your pain points.
My pain points.
What are the tasks that drive you crazy?
The things that take up all my time.
The things that drain your energy.
Got it.
Identify those bottlenecks.
The things that are holding me back.
Once you know what they are,
Okay.
then you can start exploring.
Seeing if a tool like Lemon Agent
Could help.
could be the solution.
And remember, you don't have to go all in right away.
I can start small.
Absolutely.
Maybe automate one task
Come on, workflow.
and see how it goes.
Exactly.
Get my toes in the water.
Before diving in headfirst.
That makes me feel a lot better.
It's all about taking it one step at a time.
And not being afraid to experiment.
That's key.
Trying different things.
Seeing what works.
What doesn't work.
That's the beauty of open source tools like Lemon Agent.
They're like a playground.
You can tinker,
Explore. It's all about finding what works for you.
No one-size-fits-all solution.
I like that.
AI is all about adaptability
Both the technology itself.
and how we use it.
It's a two-way street.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a question.
A challenge
Think about one task in your work.
that you wish you could automate. Something repetitive.
Or complex.
Something that drains your time and energy.
What would it be?
How would automating that task
Free you up.
to focus on the things that really matter?
It's a question worth pondering.
I know I'm going to be thinking about it.
As I go through my day,
Thanks for joining us on this exploration of Lemon Agent.
it's been a pleasure diving deep with you.
Keep learning
Keep experimenting.
and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Until next time.